You knowing about aggressive buyers and aggressive sellers is a turning point on understanding how the market really behaves. By telling you who's truly controlling the market direction right now, detect possible market shifts or momentum shifts, detect reversals, detect breakouts, detect liquidity grabs. Welcome to the channel once again. I'm Josiah. I've been trading since 2016, nearly 9 years of market experience. If you're serious about mastering and understanding how the market really moves, consider to like, share, and subscribe. Let's dive in. What are aggressive buyers? These are hidden bullish points of interest that are formed when price is almost taking out a high or low. Then what are aggressive sellers? These are hidden bearish points of interest that are formed before price takes out a high or a low. Let's go into the charts. So as we have explained about aggressive buyers and aggressive sellers, so let's begin with the part of price creating a possible breakout or a possible liquidity grab. Okay, so for example, when price is creating higher highs and higher lows, as we can see from here, this is a higher high. For those who missed the first part, make sure you watch the previous video about how to mark higher highs and higher lows, or how to mark highs and lows. So we see price creating a higher high and a higher low, as we can see, an HL, or what we call price creating highs and lows, then a high. So when price creates a high and a low, we tend to see price creating a structure that comes in that fails. It creates here a hidden inside low that fails to break out this high. Then it creates this high which comes down to take out this low. So this level is called aggressive sellers. Now on this high, price has not yet taken out any higher low. So this indicates that price has created an inside lower low and lower high. So some traders tend to call this level an inside order block. Some people tend to call them inside formation levels. So as we can see, price created here this higher high, higher low, then a higher high, then we have a break of structure. So inside we tend to have this type of a selling structure before price taking out a higher low. So most of the time when you tend to see aggressive sellers, when price is continuing to the upside, creating bullish trend, and price has not yet tapped into the higher time frame resistance levels, there's a high chance for price to take out this low, either to create a liquidity grab whereby price wicks out the lows and later continues to the upside. So there is a signal, because most of the time this is in the case that we tend to have sellers who are active, because this low failed to break above this high. Now failing to break above this high, this low was able to break below, indicating we have sellers who are controlling the structure. As I told you, they help you to detect market direction, who's really controlling. So we can see that price most of the time, if it's not on a ceiling, there's a high chance for price to do a form of a liquidity grab. Price takes out the lows or takes out the bars resting here, then it continues to the upside. Okay, then when it comes to the breakout, if price has come back maybe to a higher time frame resistance, for example, if this is H4 and it meets daily, price will be able to come and either respect this level, go up if confirmations align, go to this level, then price test this level and continues down to break the low. Or most of the time we can also see scenarios whereby price will continue creating selling structures, tapping this level and break below to take out the higher low, as we shall see in some chart examples. Or sometimes price will come and create more extra aggressive sellers who will come and do a breakout, because this is a breakout or what we call a shift, because price has been buying. Now we had early sellers who came in to control structure and a breakthrough. Most of the traders are always trapped by not noticing these aggressive sellers. Most of the time price tends to come and sometimes they make money by chance, then later price goes through them. So you have to be very careful with such aggressive sellers. Okay, we have others who are always formed for the aggressive buyer. So price can be creating a lower low, lower high, then a lower low. Then we tend to see aggressive buyers who are formed here. So most of the time when I see this is a lower low, this is a lower high, and for example price is leaving a higher time frame key level. When I see these aggressive buyers, it's a sign that there is likely price to take out a lower high most of the time. So price retraces to either this level and we continue to take out that high, or most of the time price will come, take out the levels, then it will go to take out the lower high. So most of the time price can decide to continue up to create levels that will be able to take out also the lower high. So most of the time it's a signal when you ever see this. Now since this low failed to break this last lower low, it creates here a higher low which is strong enough to come in future to take out the lower high, because we know what makes a perfect low is a low that was able to break a high. Okay, and what makes a perfect lower high when it is able to break the lower low. So most of the time these aggressive buyers that you can see here, or what people tend to call them inside order blocks, or what they call hidden order blocks, they tend to indicate that prices won't likely break a lower high. So you can either use them for continuation to go to the upside and price breaks through. Okay, so They are not also common during reversals, as we have explained here, or during breakouts or liquidity grab. They are also very common. Let's assume price was expanding, creating a high, then a low. Then from nowhere, we tend to see price creating such a structure. It's going up. Okay. This is very common during expansion. For example, this is a higher time frame, higher highs, okay, that we are going to pick. Then you find that H4 is going up. It is starting to create structures that are looking forward to go and take out this high. So they are even common during expansions, okay. Then find that price has broken above, creating a series of higher highs, higher lows, which we shall come back in future to take out when price retraces back down and we continue, okay. So most of the time they tend to give me a signal that if I really wanted to buy here to look for entry levels, it's much better to always avoid or else play with confirmations, well knowing that price, if it plays me the better confirmations, I can buy maybe to this high, then I exit, then most of the price will go through. Or else if I happen to see them and I have here a resistance key level, I know, if you know the confirmations that I get here, price will go through them. So let's look at very quick chart examples. For example, one which happened in BTC in the weekly. So we can see that the weekly was creating higher highs and higher lows. Weekly was creating higher highs, higher lows, highs, higher lows, higher highs, lows, then broke below, then later we got a higher high, higher low, higher high. But when price was creating a high high, higher low, it created an aggressive seller. Okay. Now for this one, it didn't have a higher time frame because this is a breakout structure, a higher high. For those who didn't watch the previous video, you can watch it on how to mark higher highs and higher lows. So if I really wanted to buy on this support by price creating a higher high, higher low, then a higher high, then I see these aggressive sellers, there is a high chance for price to break through this low. And that's what happened in our free Telegram group when we were teaching. So as we can see, price was able to break this low. So now let me also show you another one for a good example for liquidity grab. If I cut off the chart from here. So as you can see, the weekly continued to create higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. So creating this higher high, we had these aggressive sellers that you can see that are hidden within the bullish structure, indicating, okay, if they are coming down, there's a high chance for this price either to break below. If it fails to close below the higher low, that becomes a liquidity grab, which price will continue up. What do we mean by liquidity grab? Liquidity grab means price taking out a given level, okay? For example, liquidity is just an example of buyers and sellers existing in a given level. So you can see price taking out that low, then later it goes to the upside, as we can see. So for this one, it was a liquidity grab because price left there weak, it failed close below. If it closed below, it will become a breakout or it will become a shift, meaning it's going against that trend. So they are very common that you need to always spot. Now we can see the same here when price was creating a higher high, so it came and created those aggressive buyers, indicating direction they're still going the upside, just to come back to this high, just take out this high. So you can see that price had the aggressive buyers were formed just to take out that high. So we can use them for entry to indicate that there's a strong possibility of price continuing to that direction. That's why you see price taking out that high. You can even see that here we had the higher high, higher low, higher high, but we had aggressive sellers were formed in this structure. So they're evident here in line chart. Higher high, higher low, higher high. So you had the aggressive sellers who had here weak to body break, price took out the low, okay? That's why you see price taking out that low, then later went to the upside. So it is a very, very common scenario. You need to be very careful before you think or buying on a support, as we can see, weak to body break. So price takes out this level, continues to go deeply, and later goes to your direction. Then also here it decided to create aggressive sellers, but they are really backed up by this strong level. Then price started to create aggressive buyers, okay? So it is very, very common if you really wanted to buy on your support or sell in your resistance. Once you happen to see these aggressive structures, you should always look for a reversal level. If there's a reversal level, this level will be taken out. If there is no reversal level on the downside, then there's a high chance for price also still take out this high. If it happens to confirm, there's a high chance for it not to exceed this level and later go through it. So you have to be very, very careful for price. So we can also go to gold and we look at the one for the daily time frame, as we can see. So this was formed of recent in gold. It was a liquidity grab whereby price wicked below the wick. So it created actually two of them here in the daily. So we can see that price came and created created a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. So it came and created an aggressive seller before taking out a higher low, then also created this other second one. That's why price came here, did the liquidity grab, then later went. So if you really wanted to buy on the given support levels here, price was able to take you out. So this is what really happened. Higher high, higher low, higher high. So price created aggressive selling structures, also aggressive selling structures, which price took out that low, indicating it failed to close below. Once it fails to close below the higher low, that's called liquidity grab. So price grabbed liquidity or grabbed the buyers resting here, then went to their direction. Okay, so price will always come to disorganize. So once you see such a structure forming, you should always avoid to easily buy anyhow here. You either watch this level being swept and you start observing small time frames to build liquidity to understand if it will go in your direction, or to sweep below and continue to the downside. So you have to keep on monitoring small time frames to higher time frames to build clarity, know if that level will be able to observe that. So if you can't see it, you can put in line chart. So you can find more on our Telegram account to learn more about these concepts, or find us at our academy, North Park Plaza opposite UNBS, to learn more about such advanced concepts. Let's keep tuned on our channel. We shall be able to learn more the next coming episodes. Thank you.